Hello, my name is Byron and I'm here with Chanel and we're going to be answering the question, what's strong, not wrong about Rhyl? So what do you think is strong about Rhyl?
So the strongness is the people and the weakness is the places because there's nowhere to go.
So how do you think those people make Rhyl a strong place?
Because everyone's just quite friendly, aren't they? And like quite strong together. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it depends what friend groups people are in and stuff.
So what are you into and if there's a lack of what you're into, how does that affect how you spend your leisure time?
Can you reword the question, please?
Yeah. So first of all, what is your hobby?
Not much, just like maybe like going into town a few times a week, if that.
So, and what do you do when you're in town?
Nothing, because there's nowhere to go really, except from like McDonald's and KFC.
So what would you like to see in town for young people?
Places to shop.
Do you have a favourite place to shop specifically?
Not specifically, no.
So you just like all shops?
Yeah, or just anything that sells like nice girl clothing.
So you run a bunch of clothes shops. So what you'd want to see would be more clothes shops, is that right?
Yeah.
So how do you think that would affect business in Rhyl, having more
I think
clothes
it would
shops?
bring people round because we've got so many food places and it's like no one wants the food because they're not hungry because they've not been shopping. Like when you shop, you're just automatically hungry, aren't you?
Yeah, it just goes well together.
Yeah, so like that's what they need to bring, not bring more food places like the Queen's Market.
Yeah,
When we've already got enough food places.
we really do. So how does the lack of shops in Rhyl affect how well you spend your leisure time?
Because you've got to travel to like Liverpool or London or like Manchester just to go to a shopping place where you can go and have a look around as well as buy things. Because obviously, if not, you just got to order things because it's like, I don't know how to explain it really.
Yeah, because ordering online does take the fun out of shopping.
And it comes in like a week's time and it's like, what about if you needed it for tomorrow but you can't get to Liverpool or to London now?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a joke really.
So if someone was to say to you that there was going to be an expansion to the existing shopping centre in Rhyl, what emotion would that strike within you?
Well, I'd be happy, yeah.
And what would you like to see put in the shopping centre?
Maybe like a Primark, a store, just shops like that. Like they shut down the New Look, maybe bring back New Look, River Island, stuff like that.
So my first question for you, Chanel, is how do you like Rhyl?
I really like Rhyl. It's a nice place to hang out with friends and family.
And what do you think the negatives are about Rhyl?
I'd say the negative things is that there's not actually much to do besides just walking mainly, or just go into parks, and there's not even many of those. There's very minimal.
So my other thing is, what do you think is strong about Rhyl?
I'd say a strength is the fact that there's places to go and get food. There's a youth centre, and there's parks.
Yeah. I mean, that's good because you need entertainment places for being like young children as well. It needs to have that sort of edge of having those entertainments, but having those places that you could just go to, really.
Yeah.
My next question is, what do you think could be better about Rhyl?
I think that there should be more affordable places to go and eat, such as like McDonald's, for example. Once you've spent your money and you've ate your food, you're gone.
Yeah.
And there's very minimum amount for a large amount of money.
Yeah.
So it can come out as not really worth it.
I mean, that's good. My other one is, if you had money to sort of revamp Rhyl in your own way, what would you do with it?
I would include more parks for children, more youth centres, and open some new areas for adults to go and spend their time when they desire.
Yeah, because I think we focus on young adults and teenagers at the moment the most, and there's also adults out there that love the same things, and we do need to sort of remember that they're there. What would you, if you sort of was in charge and you would like to open one specific place, what would you open?
I'd like to open an affordable swimming place, or just an athletic centre where it's got maybe a football place, basketball, swimming, just gymnastics maybe, just more activity sort of entertainment things.
I think that Rhyl's a bit of a hub, so you can travel pretty much anywhere within the UK from Rhyl. So I think that's quite strong.
And what would you say was a negative about Rhyl?
I think that there's not many places to go to do your hobbies, because Rhyl can be a bit of a rough area. So I think that they need to open more things for my age that people can do.
Yeah. And what is it that you like to do?
Personally, I like to read. So
Love that.
there's nowhere for me to really read.
And what would you do if you had money? What sort of thing would you open in Rhyl to make it more accessible?
I'd make, on the beachfront, I'd make more places for people to go and just chill, even if it is raining, because we do have the little pods, but they're quite scruffy.
Yeah.
So I'd make nicer ones for people to go to.
Love that. And what sort of, if you could open your own building, what would that building be?
I think I'd just make more youth centres, personally, just for people just to go and chill out.
Yeah. And I think my next question is then, how good are the youth centres around Rhyl?
They are quite good, but they're only open one night, and it's not open that late, and some people have bad family homes, so I'd open it a bit later or all night, so people can just go there and get away from all their troubles.
Well, one thing that's not wrong about Rhyl, in my opinion, is the amount of different places, items, and or shops that a person has access to, ranging from things like Hoxer in town to the different restaurants like McDonald's, Subway, and even KFC. And another good thing about Rhyl is generally the different types of activities one can encounter on a singular day out in the town. For example, every day every day during the summer you can often see someone playing a guitar or perform some type of tattoo or I am artist going around.
So what can you improve about Rhyl?
I'd say one thing I can improve about Rhyl generally is the litter pickup operation, because as much as it is sad to say, in this world, litter is something that is a constant, as people do often refuse to either recycle or use bins for different types of rubbish. And an example of this is usually every morning when I walk to college, I walk through town and I see litter on the ground. Often from the previous activities, but I do also see bin men helping by cleaning up the rubbish. And that's one thing we need to improve about Rhyl, is the fact that we need more people like bin men around to help not pollute this, to help not pollute this beautiful seaside town and endangering animals.
So if you have £1 million, what would you do with it to improve Rhyl?
Well, first, I would make sure that there's people there's people who run recycling operations go around making sure there's things like paper, plastic, cardboard that are picked up off the street and further recycled for more uses instead of people dumping them on the ground and leaving them there, causing not only a health risk to civilians and people like you and me, but also animals such as cats, dogs, birds, or even the smaller critters like mice and squirrels.
So do you have any other comments you'd like to say to our viewers?
Well, one thing I can say to the viewers is simply don't litter, don't litter. I understand it's a lesson that's been told in hundreds of different ways across thousands of different types of media, but I think hearing it more from someone who lives in a area that has often got rubbish and whatnot on the floor. And considering that creatures like seagulls, despite being loud at times, still unfortunately eat the rubbish and risk getting ill or worse.
What's not wrong with Rhyl is the beachfront. The arenas is pretty good, but if there was more events on the arena, then it would be a lot better. The train station's nice. You can get trains from there.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Like every other train station, really.
Yeah. I like the JD. JD's good.
Do you reckon there's improvements that need to be made?
Yes, 100%.
What exactly of improvements, whereabouts in Rhyl do you think there needs to be improvements?
All of it, really. There needs to be more places for the youth to go, and the older youth itself. There needs to be more places like clothes shops in sort, because like most of them are closed down in Rhyl and there's not really much options for anyone. Could do with a Primark.
Yes, that is a really good thing to mention, you know. If they had stuff like that could bring in a hell of a lot of attraction, but then 100%. It's cost as well. You know what you said about, youth areas. What if youth clubs were open more? What if, you could go to youth clubs more than once a week? You should be able to go at least 5 times a week, but on the weekends.
Yeah, people should be entitled for somewhere to go, especially with how the Rhyl used to be in 1960s to the 2000s. There used to be a butterfly room. There used to be more events on the arena. There used to be donkeys on the prom. I think they should have kept the sea aquarium open, and I think they should the fair bit on the prom. Yeah. I think they should. It's open sometimes, isn't it? But it's not open as frequent as tier prints. It's not making as much money as tier prints. I think they should invest stuff into that, get more things for that, get more people working there, so therefore there's more jobs for people, and then maybe, just maybe, Rhyl might actually turn back into what it used to be.
I think, the safety is sort of bad because they have just people walking around doing a lot of drugs. There's a lot of crime going on in Rhyl, which could be helped. I feel like the police focus on the wrong thing, I think there could be a better place for the youth to hang out, so they're not out in the streets doing the criminal activity that they're doing. So what would be one thing that could make it better for you as a young person to do in Rhyl when you're bored? What do you think they could put in place for you to do stuff like that? They could add a warehouse to do some activities in. They could add I don't know, just some places, some activities that could get put in place every week, maybe a youth club or something, which would be good. Do you think jobs in Rhyl would be more better and more opportunities for young people? Yeah, definitely. I think there should be more places to get jobs in Rhyl, I don't even know. I feel like there's a load of shops already, but I feel like they're all adult-based shops. You have to be old enough to do them jobs. There should be some places that can open for the younger generation to get some money, Do you reckon they could make more parks and more skate parks and stuff young people? Yeah. They could open a couple new parks, to be honest. I think around the Rhyl Rugby Club area is a bit dead for activity. Townways is alright. There's a couple of things to do. There's the Cara Gardens there, which is good, but I think they should definitely do that, So what do you think could be a main priority they could put in Rhyl, something that's could be big and major? They could definitely. I think a big indoor skate park would be good. Not weather-based, then on people who want to go there, and it might bring a lot more people to go to the skate park if there's a big indoor one. But a cafe in there and stuff. Or maybe they should have like an ice rink. I don't know. I think that would be good for around Christmas times. I think you'd get a load of money on that. Be good to get people in that, yeah.
So you recently moved to Rhyl, didn't you?
Yeah.
So how long ago was this?
About 3 weeks ago.
So is it like, do you think it's nice, or do you think that there's improvements that need to be made?
Yeah, I think Ryl's nice. I think it's a good environment. I think it's a lot smaller than Chester, so there's a lot less things to do because there's like more activities to do in Chester and there's more places to go in Chester.
So do you think there needs to be more attraction in the area, or like?
Yeah, I think there needs to be more places for young people to get jobs. Because I've been trying to apply for jobs for weeks now, and it's really hard to get a job here. But whether in Chester, like there were so many jobs, there were so many job opportunities. Like a lot of places hired young people, as in Rhyl. Majority of places here won't take you unless you're the age of 18.
What is like one thing that you think is good about Rhyl?
I like the beach. I think it's a nice walk. If you're bored, like you can just go down to the beach. That's what I do when I'm bored because there's nothing else to do. Yeah, and like people are spending a lot more money on things like trains and buses and that to get places like to go shopping, like to things like Primark. As in Chester, I could literally go down the road and there was a Primark. So it's a lot easier to get places in Chester than in here. Like you have to go quite far if you want to get to like a normal place like Primark.
Do you think it's like a safe place to live in Rhyl?
I'd say Ryl's more safe than Chester so far because there was a lot of activities going on in Chester. There was always police out like in town. Like there was a lot going on in Chester, and I've not really heard much about Rhyl, so I couldn't say it like 100% is because I don't really know. But as I've been living here, it seems a lot more safer.
What do you think they should bring mostly for attraction-wise? Do you think they should bring more shops or like more things for kids to do?
I think they should bring more shops, but I also think they should bring like more activities, like things like bowling and stuff like that, so people can go out for the day instead of like spending money and travelling further.
Well, it's been a pleasure, having you on here, coming up speaking about, what should be there, what shouldn't be there and stuff. And I've looked forward to this conversation because it's quite good to hear from your voice and your perspective what should be improved and what do you think could bring more attraction. So I want to thank you so much for that.
And thank you.
It's all right. Thank you ever so much for coming up here.